Lewis Hamilton has always been known for his adaptability, but what he has just done at Ferrari might be one of the most impressive transformations of his career. After years of success at Mercedes, where everything from the engine mapping to the brake systems was familiar and refined to his liking, Hamilton stepped into a completely new world with Ferrari's SF25. And in the early races of 2025, it was clear that this new chapter wouldn't be easy. The car didn't respond to him the way he expected. The feedback he was getting from the chassis, the tires, and the electronics felt foreign. But instead of complaining or asking the team to change the car to fit his style, Hamilton did something far more rare. He changed himself. This shift started to show at the Bahrain Grand Prix. While the final result on paper, a fifth-place finish, it might not seem like a headline grabber, what really happened during that weekend revealed a massive breakthrough. For the first time since joining Ferrari, Hamilton began to truly understand what the SF25 needed from him, and instead of resisting, he adjusted his driving style in ways that few drivers at his level ever do. He didn't try to force the car to match what he had grown used to at Mercedes. Instead, he chose to adapt his own instincts and techniques to suit the new machine. One of the biggest problems Hamilton faced in the early races of 2025 was that he was completely out of sync with the car's handling and setup. During the first 2 race weekends, he tried a variety of changes, often taking the car into areas of setup that Ferrari wasn't confident in, just to explore how the car would behave. He was essentially learning the limits from scratch. This kind of experimentation often meant sacrificing performance, but it was part of the process. And in Bahrain, all of that experimentation finally paid off. The setup direction clicked, the balance improved. For the first time, Hamilton said he felt like the car was responding to his inputs the way he wanted. One of the most important changes in his approach came with engine braking. At Mercedes, Hamilton rarely used engine braking as a major part of his driving style. The Mercedes power unit and braking systems allowed for smooth and precise deceleration through more traditional braking techniques. But Ferrari's system is different. The SF25 requires more active use of engine braking to get the best balance under deceleration. Hamilton had to relearn how to use this tool, not just a small adjustment, but a major change that required reprogramming years of muscle memory. In Bahrain, he started to apply engine braking in new ways, and it helped him find a rhythm that had been missing in the previous races. Another major adjustment was in the braking hardware itself. At Mercedes, Hamilton used Carbon Industries brakes for most of his career, brakes that provided a specific pedal feel and response that he had grown comfortable with. Ferrari, on the other hand, uses Brembo braking systems. The difference between the two is not minor. The feel of the brake pedal, the way heat is managed, and the responsiveness under different loads all changed. Hamilton had to adjust not only his braking points, but also how he modulated pressure and balance through corners. It took time, but in Bahrain he finally reported that he felt good under braking again, something that had been missing all season. Alongside these physical changes, Hamilton also had to get used to Ferrari's entirely different electronics and control systems. The steering wheel, the engine maps, the throttle response, and even the way information is delivered to the driver during the race all differed from what he was used to. At Mercedes, Hamilton had spent years fine-tuning these settings to match his style. With Ferrari, he had to start from zero. He commented that in Bahrain, for the first time, he felt confident managing all these tools throughout the race. This meant he could focus more on driving and less on problem-solving in real time. Put all these changes together, from engine, braking and braking systems to electronics and car balance, and what you see is not just a driver adapting, but transforming. This is not a case of a veteran clinging to old habits and expecting the car to be built around him. Hamilton is showing a level of humility and willingness to evolve that is rare for a driver with his achievements. And this transformation is starting to show results, both on the track and inside the Ferrari team. Team principal Fred Vasseur praised Hamilton's mindset during the Bahrain weekend. He described him as constructive and positive, two qualities that are essential for any driver looking to make real progress with the team. Vasseur acknowledged that replacing more than a decade of Mercedes habits wouldn't happen overnight, But what impressed him most was how Hamilton approached the challenge. He wasn't stubborn. He didn't push back against the new systems. Instead, he embraced them. And even more importantly, he started to help the team see things in a new way. This wasn't just about learning to drive the SF25 better. It was about helping Ferrari understand how to build a better car with Hamilton's experience in mind. One of the big turning points was Hamilton's feedback after the Bahrain race. For the first time this season, his input led directly to performance improvements. This wasn't just about making setup changes and hoping for the best. This was about real, measurable progress, the kind that builds confidence not only for the driver, but also for the engineers and mechanics who work around the clock to get the car right. It showed that Hamilton's adaptation was not just a personal journey, but a team effort with long-term potential. Looking ahead, this breakthrough could have huge implications for Ferrari's 2025 campaign. Until now, the team has relied heavily on a single development path, one based on Charles Leclerc's driving style and feedback. That's not a bad thing, especially considering Leclerc's experience with the team and his strong qualifying performances. But with Hamilton now starting to unlock the car in his own way, Ferrari suddenly has a second path forward, one that could add depth and flexibility to their development strategy. Two experienced drivers pushing the car in slightly different directions could help Ferrari find a more balanced and adaptable package. This becomes especially important in a season where competition from McLaren and Red Bull is strong. Development. Windows are tight, and every advantage matters. With Hamilton now contributing useful data and showing real pace on race day, Ferrari might have the tools they need to stay competitive throughout the year. The SF25 could become a more versatile machine, one that can perform across a wider range of circuits and conditions. And with Hamilton's experience in winning championships, Ferrari gains more than just a fast driver. They gain a partner in development, someone who knows what it takes to build a title-winning car and team. The Bahrain Grand Prix might not go down as one of Hamilton's most memorable races in terms of results, but it could very well become the moment that defines his Ferrari journey. It marked the shift from frustration to understanding, and from understanding to performance. He may not be on the podium yet, but if he continues evolving at this pace, it's only a matter of time. And once Ferrari starts bringing upgrades, designed with his feedback in mind, that progress could accelerate even further. There's also a mental shift happening within the team. Hamilton's decision to adjust himself rather than demand changes from the car has earned him respect throughout. The Ferrari garage. It's building trust. The engineers see him putting in the work. The mechanics see him staying positive even when results aren't perfect. And that kind of commitment is contagious. It lifts the whole team. It creates belief. And belief is a powerful thing in Formula One. Even Charles Leclerc, who has carried the team through some difficult seasons, stands to benefit from this new dynamic. With Hamilton bringing a fresh perspective, Leclerc can continue to focus on his strengths while also learning from someone with a different way of working. The collaboration between the two drivers might not be obvious on race day, but behind the scenes it could lead to a more complete understanding of the car and how to develop it. So what happens next? That's the big question. Hamilton still has work to do. He's not fully comfortable with every aspect of the SF25 yet. There are still tracks where the car's weaknesses will be exposed,